have a question for you. If I gave you over a year worth of follow up messages, I'm talking about text messages, I'm talking about email messages that are for not only for cold prospects, but also for warm and hot prospects, which means that any type of lead that you are working, you will have text follow up, you'll have email follow up that can last over a year. Will this be beneficial for you and your business?
Well, this is nice.
If the answer is yes, stay tuned. Watch this video because that's exactly what I'm going to give you, a how to guide, how to implement a winning strategy to close more deals with email messaging and text message marketing. Hey, this is Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist, and I want to personally thank you for tuning in to this video. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to give you guys my personal bullet points ninja follow-up resource guide. But first, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you're going to get access to these videos as soon as they come available. Now, most of you guys know that follow up is the most important thing in your real estate business. And the reason why I tell you that is because only 5%, check this out, 5% of your deals will close during the first touch. Now, what do I mean by close? That means that the person will say yes and you get it under contract. Only 5% of your leads will do that the first time you reached out to them, which means that you have to follow up. Well, now the question is, well, how often and how much do I follow up? How long does it take to make that prospect an actual lead to an actual closed deal? Well, statistically, it takes 7+ touches in order to convert that prospect to a closed deal. Go on. So if you had resources available that would allow you to reach out to your prospect, whether it's by text or by email, that will allow you to touch them 5, 20, 50, 100 days, 200 days, 300 days into the future, well, your follow up and your actual conversion rate will skyrocket. Well, that's exactly what I have for you today. Let's take a look at it. Okay, what you see on the screen right now is our latest resource guide. It's called Bullet Points, and it's over 80+ pages of how to do follow up marketing and templates, as well as best times and best averages in order to get conversion for your follow up campaigns. Let's take a look at inside. As I mentioned, we have over 80+ pages, beginning with chapter 1, which breaks down why fortune is in the follow up. We all know that it takes multiple touches in order to get a person to say yes. So we break down in chapter 1 the different ways in which you can do that and why it's so important to do it. Chapter 2, myths that prevent real estate investors from following up. Why is it that we know for a fact that you need to follow up, but yet in our mind, we have things that block us from doing this? What are the ways in which we can break open those roadblocks and make it happen so that you can start closing more deals? Chapter 3, ways to follow up with motivated sellers. There's a number of ways and strategies in which you can do this, and I break them down here in chapter 3. Chapter 4, when to follow up and why with sellers, because in this actual process we break down actually how to follow up, we break down exactly the methods in which you can follow up, and we also break down in the actual systems and stuff that you can use for follow-up. Chapter 5, the best time to make calls and send text and emails. This is important. We've been using this process for years in order to get the best open rates and the best read rates when it comes to our text messaging and email messaging. Chapter 6, follow-up messages that get responses. I'm going to actually give you templates of different follow-up messages that we use in our business. You're going to get that in this resource guide as well. Chapter 7, when to stop following. Chapter 8, how to encourage your team to follow up. When you're working with virtual assistants, when you're working with people in your team, you have to make them understand that the process that you are doing in order to scale and raise that level of closings to a different point requires them to implement strategies such as this. And chapter 8, tools, and I'm going to also give you templates that you use. I'm talking about 200 days, 400 days, templates for warm prospects, templates for hot prospects, even templates for cold prospects, leads that will allow you to convert these individuals to the point of getting the deal closed. So I ask you again, if you had this as part in your document vault, would you use it? Would you be able to close more deals? Would you be able to see a total increase in your conversion rate? My answer to that would be yes. And all you have to do to get your hands on this is to leave a comment below and I'll give you the complete details. That's it. This is Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist, and I'll see you guys in the next Mad Scientist video. Bye bye.